Hi grown-ups, you might have noticed that there are adverts on the podcast. They are a new addition to help me keep making the show. While I am so grateful for the amazing super listeners, there aren't quite enough of them to fund the podcast without the support that the ads provide. The adverts are handled by an external company with strict filters to ensure they are suitable.
As humans, we're naturally driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. When I was looking to hire someone, it was so slow and overwhelming. I wish I had used Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
To the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. It's time for the last Patreon and Apple Podcast subscription episode until after Christmas. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the remarkable story of when Denmark won the Euros without actually qualifying for the Euros. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. This actually happened. So, let's get into it, shall we? Let me set the scene. It's 1992 and the Euros are being held in Sweden and football is absolutely electric. This wasn't just any old year in football. Oh no. The early 90s were packed with some of the greatest players to ever grace a football pitch. Imagine giants like Peter Schmeichel, the towering Danish goalkeeper who could save almost anything. Picture defensive legends like Paolo Maldini, whose skills were so sharp they could stop a freight train, and attacking maestros like Eric Cantona, an absolute magician with a football. And then there were the teams. Germany, fresh of their 1990 World Cup win. They were the red-hot favourites, and everyone was betting on them to conquer Europe. Then there was Italy, packed with players from Serie A at the time, one of the most elite leagues in the world. Clubs like Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan and Napoli were dominating in European football. The experts couldn't stop raving about these teams and them winning. But wait, it doesn't stop there. You had France stacked with champions, the Netherlands with superstars like Marco van Basten and Dennis Bergkamp. Even England had a real shot at glory. They had icons like Paul Gascoigne, Gary Lineker and a young Alan Shearer. Let's not forget, this was England's golden chance to make waves after years of frustration. They were another team who people were tipping to actually win it. The stage was set, the competition was fierce and the quality of football was out of this world. This wasn't just any old tournament, this was the Euros. Now, this is where it gets a bit crazy. At the last minute, the competition took a shocking twist. Yugoslavia, who had previously hosted the Euros in 1976, was in a bad place due to heartbreaking events which were surrounding wars. Their team were removed from the tournament. It was a tragic moment for the country and everybody involved. But then, out of nowhere, Denmark were handed a wildcard. That's right, Denmark, who hadn't even qualified for the tournament, suddenly got a golden ticket to join the biggest football showdown in Europe.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.